Excellencies, distinguished delegates from our Pacific Island countries, representatives of the civil society and private sector, ladies and gentlemen, Bulabinaka, and a welcome to you all. I am delighted to offer a few remarks at the official segment of the regional preparatory meeting. We gather here today as people of the Pacific, united by our concern for the declined state of our ocean. Oceans provide a common thread that unites our region, and when we consider that collectively our combined exclusive economic zone amounts to more than 30 million square kilometers, it helps to frame for us in a sobering way the enormity of the discussions that await us in the coming days. No doubt we all want clean beaches with pristine waters, healthy fisheries and safe seafood, abundant wildlife and vibrant coastal communities and resilient coastal economies. Regrettably, scientists have revealed that we have reached the tipping point for our ocean and its resources, and we must act now to reverse this grave trend. The 2030 Agenda with Sustainable Development Goal 14 on ocean represents our last chance. It provides a global roadmap that paves the way to humanity to once and for all salvage our ocean from its current cycle of decline. SDG 14 is something that we in the Pacific can take pride in, as it is through our dedicated efforts in New York that SDG 14 was adopted. And now we must make SDG 14 work. Through the Ocean Conference, we have an opportunity to achieve it. Let us maximize on this opportunity. For the Pacific, it is our chance to save the main source of our sustenance and the livelihood of our economies and our peoples. It is in this context that this event is so important. As co-president of this conference, Fiji is particularly honored to host this regional preparatory meeting. The objective of this regional meeting is to allow us to consolidate our regional perspectives that will be taken up to the Ocean Conference in June. In saying this, we also recognize the role of relevant stakeholders in the room. In the next few days, all of you here in this room, including governments, regional agencies, civil society, private sector, and academia, will be deliberating around the common perspective and approach. The challenge for us is to get clarity on how we will journey together with a common voice in our shared priorities after this week's meeting. All the representatives of all sectors of society in the region, we all have a major role to play in the implementation phase leading up to June, and equally important in laying the groundwork for the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda. All our roles are equally important and crucial for ensuring integrity of the delivery of SDG 14 in the build-up to June and beyond to the year 2030. The purpose of this regional meeting is to harness all the energy, knowledge and resources of the Pacific Islands, fulfilling the targets outlined in SDG 14. We should also be cognizant of the expectations that has been set out in the Conference Modalities Resolution 70/303. The conference will result in a three-tiered outcomes, which will include a call for action, list of voluntary commitments, and the co-chair summaries of the 7 partnership dialogues. The discussions you hold this week and the networks and partnership you build will lay the foundation upon which our preparation at the conference will stand. Your work on the call for action declaration will capture the universal political commitment of the conference and must focus on our common purposes, faithfully implementing SDG 14. The substantive and concrete contributions this preparatory meeting could make to the conference is the establishment of partnership that enables various stakeholders and actors in ocean issues to collaborate even more closely in the implementation of SDG 14. We need to establish firm commitments for actions, scale up efforts and forge partnerships and alliances. This is not merely aspirational, but a permanent and key ingredient to the achievement of operationalizing of the SDG partnership between governments, private sector, and civil society. This inclusive approach to partnership builds upon principle of values, a shared vision, and a shared goal that places people and the planet at the center will be critical to accelerating the implementation of SDG 14. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to make a difference. We all carry the hopes of our people, our Pacific people, to the Ocean Conference. Let us do justice to them. And to the process we have dedicated immense amount of time and resources to. I hope you will all attend the Ocean Conference in June, armed with initiatives, partnerships, voluntary commitments, and above all, dedication to action to support the noble aims of SDG 14. It will be a conference of commitments, solutions, and partnerships. We cannot afford to achieve less. To conclude, Fiji attaches great importance to this conference, and in doing so, we remain adamant that a healthy ocean can be achieved through this unique opportunity presented by SDG 14, and by the conference. Let us dedicate this decisive moment of purposeful work to our children, grandchildren, and all future generations. With our active engagement and contribution, I am confident that this Pacific Preparatory meeting and ultimately the conference in June will be a success. Thank you, and vinaka wakaleu.